Don't you get it? It's already too late. If we have masked men in the streets, pulling people from their homes, from their cars, from their schools, from their jobs, without asking for a proper identification, without even giving them, if we just have masked men stealing people in the streets, why don't we stop there? Why is it not a problem just there? Now, all of a sudden, we're having moral debates on whether a woman deserved to be shot for driving through the street. Was it because she was protesting or a legal observer or impeding a legal process? No, she was a human being in her car on the streets. What are we not getting about this? We are already surpassing Hitler, Nazi Germany. Do you not see this? If we have to debate the morality of does a person deserve to be shot in the face by a masked man who just jumped out of his car working for the government, what have we become? Why are we here scrolling instead of getting out to the streets? I'm so serious. And I'm going to keep scrolling because honestly, nobody would join me if I got in the streets, would they? Because that's the thing. When we go to the streets, we go out the streets with our little plastic signs and we say, stop shooting people, arrest ICE. Do you think that's going to help a woman who just got shot? This is serious. This is no longer political debate online material. This is no longer wave your flag in the air in the streets material. This is Civil War, revolutionary bullshit, and I'm scared to say this on the internet because I know the government's watching me, and y'all better be fucking afraid of what you're doing to your people because we will bite back. This is our country, and we deserve to take it back from the...
Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right. Now, as you just seen in this video that I have here on the screen, all hell, chaos is breaking out in the land of America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay? And these are all signs of the decline and the downfall of the kingdom of Esau Edom. Okay? And we are blessed to be watching it in real time and prophesying in real time the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom, okay, as pursuing to Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. This place, is being brought down by the vibration of the words of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, going out in these last days. So never for one moment think that us going out there on the highways and the byways and making these videos is not causing, an effect concerning the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom, okay? This word going out, is the very reason why this man is going down, because it's fulfilling a very important part of prophecy. And as it tells us in Isaiah 55 and verse 11, concerning the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in these prophecies, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void. Okay, so everything that's written concerning the things that are scheduled to transpire in these last days, prophetically, they're going to be fulfilled. Okay, they are going to be fulfilled in these last days. Every single one of these prophecies that we teach and we preach about on the highways and the byways. Okay, so again, as you just seen in this video, all hell is breaking loose in America, which is Babylon the Great. You have this whole thing, with ICE going door to door, showing up at people's workplace, dragging them out, through the door by their feet, stuffing people into cars, rolling up on Jake, rolling up on Edomites. Anyone can get it. Okay, anyone can get it. And they took out, that so-called white woman. And this just shows you that, things are intensifying. And by any means necessary, Esau, Edom, beginning with the elites, of course, is looking to enforce, this New World Order system and gain full control. Okay? And all these things that you see happening is desensitizing the people to brutality. All right? They're normalizing, brutal force and draconian, law and draconian ways of doing things, man. Okay? So things are going to get much worse, and they've set off the tone on a high level. Okay? So that just shows you that things are about to get more draconian, things are about to get more gory, and things are about to get more violent in these last days. As this man, ushers in the New World Order system. And as we know, ultimately, he wants to micro-CHIP, the people. Okay? And which is going to, fully solidify, your slavery to the beast system. But as we know, as according to biblical prophecy, the elect, the chosen, will not be impaled, with that mark. Because as it's written, we're going to have victory over the beast, over his image, and over the mark. Okay, so these are the times that we're living in, in these last days. And again, it's a beautiful thing to be able to watch in real time these things transpire, upon the earth, man. Okay? Now let's begin with the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time." Okay, so they're coming down with great wrath. Okay, because again, they want to complete and enforce with quickness, this New World Order system and full control of the people. Okay, so they're coming down with great wrath in order to get things done. They're coming down with draconian law, okay, in order to get things done. And Trump, he's a madman. Okay, as we've been teaching and warning you, this man, is willing to go all the way. He is the right man for the job. Okay, and there's already talks of him threatening to invoke, the Insurrection Act, okay, of 1807. So you already know what time it is when, these types of conversations are being had and being spread, throughout news reports. Okay, we are in that time. And they are not messing around concerning bringing these things to forth, man. And like it tells us in Daniel's the 12th chapter, this is going to be a time like never before that was seen upon the earth since there was a nation. So we're about to experience some very trying and some very violent times. And the scriptures tell us, fuss with violence so that great city Babylon be thrown down. So that's of no surprise. Because Babylon the Great, is getting thrown down, with violence. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take out, the so-called white man in a very violent manner. Okay? So likewise, that's the same way, the society is going to collapse. And, people are going to bug out in these last days for all the violence and the dog-eat-dog, spirit that's going to be in the air. That's already in the air. Okay? Now you have people, going to work, having to look over their shoulder, not knowing if, these ICE individuals are going to just show up and drag you out and throw you in a truck, never to be seen again. Okay, these are the kind of things that's transpiring. So this just shows you we are in that time. All right, we're not in a time of mirth. We're in a time of war. Going back to Ecclesiastes, the third chapter. There's particular seasons, there's particular times, and right now we're in a time of war. Okay, we're in a time of war and rumors of wars. Okay, Iran, Greenland, Russia, China. Okay, all of these things are constantly in the news simultaneously. All right, so we're in a very, very serious time in these last days, man. Riots, martial law. Okay, these things are all happening, right now. Now let's get Second Esdras, chapter 15, and I'll start from 1, then work my way down. And this is Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 1, and it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Okay? Now again, who has been speaking, the divine words of prophecy? The prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the hopeful men of the elect. But who, puts within our spirit, within our mouth, the things that we ought to say? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Okay, this is not of our own will. This is not of our own thinking. We are divinely inspired by a higher power. That is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? Now it says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Now I want to jump down to the point that I want to bring out. I can read verse 5 and 6. This is fitting too. Now it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Okay? And these things are going to increase in these last days. There's going to be more woes. Verse 6, this is the reason. "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Okay? Wickedness has polluted this whole earth, man. All right? Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? So this whole earth, this whole kingdom is consumed by wickedness because the wicked is running the earth. Okay? And this is why things are in the state that they are in, because the wicked is ruling. Okay? What does it say in Proverbs 29 and 2? When the wicked, are in authority, the people mourn, okay? But when the righteous were in rule, the people rejoice. All right, roughly paraphrasing. I'm not going to get it. But roughly paraphrasing, that's the state of affairs when you have the wicked, ruling. The people mourn injustice, okay? In Habakkuk, it tells us how the law is slacked and judgment doth never go forth. This is the kind of kingdom, that we're living in, man. And that's why things are the way that they are. Now let's go down. And this is the point that I wanted to bring out. Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 16. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right? Are we not seeing that, upon the earth? Okay, how the people are not regarding their kings or princes. Okay, these things are transpiring. All right, these things are happening right now upon the earth. Okay, which is causing a very hostile environment. Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Okay? So remember, this world is being judged due to its pride. Okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is judging this kingdom and judging the people in this kingdom, okay, because of their pride. So these cities are being destroyed. Okay? People are being troubled. People are being rolled on, man. Now let's go to the 2 Ezra 16. You know where I'm going. And verse 71. Madmen sparing none. This is what's happening out here. 2 Ezra chapter 16. And we'll start from verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay? They shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay? And this gives you a snippet, you know, the things that's been transpiring with ICE. That gives you a snippet of this scripture, you know, concerning they shall be like madmen sparing none. Because you see how they're rolling, you see how heartless they are. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has clearly put a spirit upon them to actually carry on the way that they're carrying on. Okay? They are showing no remorse. Okay? And this isn't even the height of Jacob's trouble that we're experiencing right now. It's going to get totally worse. But it's already on an overboard level. Okay? And this just shows you how it's going to be a time like never before upon the earth, as pursuing to Daniel's the 12th chapter. Okay? Race wars. Okay? Gender wars. You know, everything is transpiring right now. You know, the left versus the right, you know, so on and so forth. All of these things are happening. And things are getting worse and things are getting more deadly out here, man. Okay, what does it say in Matthew the 24th chapter? Because iniquity shall abound, the heart of many shall turn cold. Okay? These are the things that are transpiring, you know, in these last days, man. And again, we're in a blessed position to be watching and experiencing it in real time in these last days, man. Okay? They're normalizing brutality. Okay? And they're looking to bring about more harsh measures, more harsh draconian law into society. You know, beginning with, of course, Babylon the Great, which is America. All right? So I'm going to cut it off there. You know, Lord willing, this brief lesson was edifying. And until the next one, I'll say shalom.